Welcome, everybody, to one of the hottest shows of the year, Episode 6, Monday Night Football at the legendary Matt Gaston Community Center, where Soccertown, USA comes to you. What I get? Grade me this time.
You got it.
Got it?
And by hottest, what we mean is about 80 degrees outside. It's very nice.
Hot. What a week we had. A lot of week of first, a lot of historic week. I cannot wait to talk about it in this episode, y'all.
It was a great week and a great weekend, if I may say so myself.
Yep, very nice.
Big wins this week. We got
historic
big games coming this week. There's a lot of Bulldogs in town this week. I may have ran into Brock Bowers and got a little selfie at the Waggle on Saturday.
That's who
right
that
after
was.
Right after my daughter's birthday.
Oh, a little plug there for the Waggle.
Well,
too.
we were there.
That's where it was at. Right.
And they were hosting. They were just. He walked in. I sort of knew he was going to be there, so I'm glad it worked out.
Wow, what a fan.
But yeah, hey, let's go over these scores. Let's go to this OptiLink scoreboard because we got a lot to cover. So, Diego, hit it off with those Tuesday score lines.
Let's do it. Tuesday, we start off with Northwest versus Regional for the girls. Northwest winning 4-0. Cahola Creek versus LFO girls. Cahola Creek winning 9-0. We go to Murray County, where Murray County beat Christian Heritage girls 7-0. And then we stay in Murray, where North Murray girls lost 10-0 against Dawson County. Then we go to Southeast versus Cass for the girls. Southeast losing 4-1. We had Murray County boys beating Christian Heritage boys 4-2. We had Cahola Creek boys beating LFO 3-0. We had Northwest boys beating Ridgeland 6-0. We got Dalton girls beating Fort Payne 5-1. We got Southeast boys beating Cass 5-1. And we wrap up Tuesday with North Murray at Dawson County. North Murray winning 1-0 for the boys. What do you got on Wednesday?
I'll take Wednesday and Thursday. We had Dalton Academy losing the Trine 2-1 for the boys. On Thursday, we had Cahola Creek girls beating Dade County 10-0. The boys' coach forgot that there was a game, so the Dade County boys didn't show up.
Didn't get the memo.
Pickens County girls 8-0 over North Murray. Daresville 5-0 over Northwest girls. That's an upset of my mind. Northwest boys taking care of business 10-0 over Daresville. And then North Murray winning 3-1 over Pickens County boys. Todd, Friday.
On Friday, Dalton Academy girls 6, Christian Heritage 5. That's on PKs. Murray County 0. Ringgold 3 on the girls. Girls side Woodland 3. Big comeback for Dalton 4. So it's 4-3 Dalton. Allatoona 9. Southeast 0. Dalton Academy 6. Christian Heritage 0 in the Battle of Mill Creek. Murray County 1. Ringgold 0. Allatoona 3. Southeast 0.
Soccer.
And Woodland 1. Dalton 8 for number 500 for Coach Matt Cheeves.
And we'll talk more about that. So, Todd, get ready to go to commercial break. What are we going to talk about in the next segment before we go to commercial break?
What are we going to talk about?
Let's get this little preview of what we got going on. You said you had a rough outline.
No. I don't. Sorry. Let everybody down. No outline today, but I bet it's going to have something to do with the number 500.
That's how it works best.
Well, so with that, we're getting ready to go to commercial break and come back. We'll talk about win number 500 for Coach Matt Cheves.
A decision to start an independent Christian school in Northwest Georgia is another one of those moments that changed everything.
We're a college prep school that doesn't have to hide behind our message because there's no state that tells us that we can't preach Jesus at all times.
Christian Heritage has an element of impacting the whole child that has been an amazing benefit for my kids.
That's the thing about Christian Heritage. This place has a way of pulling you in and making you feel like you truly belong.
There's never been a better time to bank with Builtwell Bank. Our name is our commitment to be a well-built bank, supporting our communities for many years to come. As a community bank, we take pride in building long-term trust with our customers. After all, we live in this community, and your success is our success. Well-built communities start with well-built banks.
What are you getting your wife for her birthday?
Well, I was thinking about some diamond earrings.
Wow, you are getting Kim diamond earrings.
I just was thinking about it.
Oh.
Are you thinking about a new car? Now's the time.
I'm thinking you're doing too much thinking.
Well, I think that you may be right. Remember, at North Georgia Toyota, we say, oh, yes, we can. Come see us.
Listen up, everybody, because this next step is really important.
Okay.
Because if you don't...
If I don't what? If I don't...
Here we go. Need faster internet?
No one delivers more reliably fast speed to the Dalton area than OptiLink. So don't get burned by spotty Wi-Fi. Switch to OptiLink and leave the lag behind.
If you don't bring that temperature down, things could get a little messy.
Why choose Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty to sell your home? With our proven track record of success and our new digital marketing program to get maximum exposure, our realtors are here to help.
Contact us for a real estate valuation and marketing plan. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, where experience lives.
Guiding you home for over 50 years with offices in Dalton, Ringgold, Calhoun, Cartersville, Cleveland, and Ooltewah, Tennessee. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Coldwell Banker Kennard.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football. Diego, we're talking about your favorite school.
I don't know where there's rumors that I don't like Dalton High School. I love Dalton High School. I just happen to love another school.
Hey, no need to cover up now. Now I think you're.
But no, let's just talk about it for big week. Historical side on the boys' side. Let's just get straight into it. Dalton boys only had one game, but it was a big game. Now it was. Yes. It was potentially the 500th win for Coach Matt Cheeves. Turns out they won 8-1 after Woodland going up 1-0.
For the first 20-ish minutes, it was like, whoa, like this is going to be a close game.
And then, I think it would be crazy to think that the players didn't know the significance of the game, that they didn't know it was for number 500. I know that probably permeated the locker room. And there probably was a little bit of pressure there to deliver for Coach, even though on paper, the final score, that's what it should have been, 8-1. So, might have crept in a little bit.
The crowd, there was a decent crowd. Yes. I think it could have been bigger. But, I think the team played to what the way the crowd, obviously, these kids get
Did they seem tense in the first 20 minutes?
It was tight. Yes. Either that or Woodland just came to play the first 20. But then the last 10 minutes of the half, Dalton scored 4 goals.
4 goals in 10 minutes. It was incredible. Yeah. They were just playing for fun at that point. I don't know what
tied it up right away, and then they went up. Joe scored to tie on a breakaway. Then Joe's, I don't know if you saw his second goal.
Beautiful. That control.
The angle cut off. Yes. And then he had a free kick in the second half. He hit post on one. No, I don't know why. It's not a secret anymore, guys. You give Joe Gonzalez anything between 25 and 30 meters within goal.
And I'm going to tell you right now,
kick.
if he's 25 out, and you're not putting somebody on the post like it's 1997, you are out of your mind because your keeper can't cover it and he can hit it. That's the problem. And it's an easy remedy that I don't see anybody ever do, but you better put somebody on the post.
Here's the thing, though. Even if you give Joe 0 yards, the way he's able to control those passes that he gets, my goodness, that technique.
But overall, Dalton came back. They played. And then, like I said, we were able to get an interview with the legendary coach Matt Cheeves. With that, let's get ready to cut to that interview right now. Welcome to Monday Night Football. Here we are with Coach Matt Cheeves. Coach, not only was this was a region win, put you up in the region, but also now this was your 500th win. I know you don't like to reflect right now, but just let that marinate in your head a little bit. This is your 500th win. Yeah. Did you think when you started this 32 years ago that you would get to 500?
No, that seemed impossible. That seemed way too far away. But 32 years makes it possible.
So when will you be able to reflect on this win?
Not until the season's really over. There's too much business at hand, and I had to talk to the boys first about what happened in the game and what was good, what was bad, and to get ready to improve for our next game.
Like you said, this is a big game because it's a region game. I ended up winning 8-1. It looks like there was things to probably learn out of this. It looks like there's some second half was a little bit off and on. Pretty much Woodland stopping a lot of chipping and stuff. I like the way your team kept their composure. Is that something that you try to drill in, with the team?
That was one of the top things for us to do all season long is to maintain our composure, never retaliate, stay in the logical brain and not in the caveman brain.
Okay.
And just, if we stay in our logical brain, we can execute our plan. If you get in the caveman brain, you get in a fight, you get red carded, you're out.
All right. Well, like I said, we want to thank Coach Cheeves for this.
Let me just say one more thing about this.
Oh, yes.
It's 500 wins, and soccer is a team sport.
Correct.
It's not about me. It's about the team, and I have been surrounded by a great bunch of coaches, a great bunch of players, and the administration at Dalton High School and the community have given amazing support to the Dalton Catamount soccer team, and this is about the team, so not about me. It's an honor for the team.
And like you said, it's really about the team. He's been here. As you saw, there's former players here, so I really want to say congratulations, Coach Cheeves and the Dalton Catamounts for this win. They're up on region, and with that, we'll take it away. As you saw there, we heard Coach Matt Cheese there discuss a little bit of the game. Obviously, at the very end, he gave praise to. It's not about him; it's about all the team players that came through for the last 32 years. There was a lot of players there that honored him at the
It was senior night as well, so he did give time to seniors as well. So I think that's awesome. And I
think that's great that that the recognition he gave, because it is about, getting quality players into the system. It is about buy-in of the community and a community that produces that kind of player and supports that kind of player from the time that they're in rec league ball all the way up to, they're getting to the high school level. And, if you look at Matt Cheese, his wins, it was Dalton High has 624 wins total, and he's responsible for 500 of them. That speaks volumes.
Awesome. I think I see the stat. I think it was 26 region titles. He has 24. And obviously he has all 7 state championships. Right. So, right there.
It's an absolutely legend. If he stopped right now at 500, it's an absolutely legendary career at this point.
I don't think we'll ever get matched unless someone starts out at 22, 23 years old.
It would be crazy for somebody else to equal that. I don't think we'll see it in our lifetime, like in this area, but you never know.
Maybe season 32 of Monday Night Football we'll be talking about.
Oh, my gosh.
But let's pivot to the ladies. The ladies had a great week. They had a couple games this last week. They played Fort Payne earlier in the week, and they came out victorious 5-1, the Lady Catamounts. And then on Friday, Diego, you saw most of the game.
What a mess that was. Let me tell you. You talk about intense. You talk about the crowd being into it. That Dalton Woodland game is probably my favorite game of the season so far.
You were down on them with about 10 minutes left. We got a text.
Yeah, we got receipts.
We got receipts. 100%. The Dalton girls, I've always said it was pretty much my first introduction to the world of high school soccer, so there's always that special place in my heart. But when they went 3-0 down with 11 minutes or so left to go, and I will say, and this is no secret, the body language wasn't there. There seemed to be a lot of miscommunication. They seemed a bit lost. And so when Ellis was able to get that 3-2 via penalty kick, oh man, the crowd was into it. I was into it. And then they got that final equalizing goal.
Was there just a seismic shift in momentum from 3-0 to 3-1 to 3-2? Could you just feel it just start to just become a massive wave?
I wouldn't say so. I would say that when it was equalized, there was a few minutes left, and they gotta want it. All game long, they were missing something. Could they get it in the final few minutes? And they did. And let me tell you, I don't know what happened. I don't know what mental shift there was. Their body language changed. Their intensity changed. The game plan was essentially throw it to Ellis. I'm going to go ahead and say it. What Joe is to the boys, Ellis is to the girls.
Wow, that's I'm going to
go ahead and say it.
Okay.
Ellis is responsible for that comeback. Not only scoring the penalty, but the run she was making. The entire strategy, over the top through ball, Ellis finds it, Ellis creates something. And then it went to overtime.
And they scored first 2-3 minutes in the first overtime, and then
it was fun to keep for Diego to be texting the group, and of course I'm living vicariously through his text, and I'm like, whoa.
I'm just going after.
I got there beginning of overtime, so I was able to watch first 2 overtimes, and then we. Great.
It was funny because everyone was lined up for the senior night festivities, but then they had to be put on pause for the overtime periods. So. But it was a great game, my favorite game of the season so far. I hope this win does carry them over into the momentum.
They're undefeated in region, so is Dalton, and puts them on top of the region.
Hey, that's another thing you brought up. It was senior night. That kind of pageantry also trickles into the boys maybe a little bit of a slow start because it's not your normal lead up to the game. So,
but hey, like that, let's get ready to go to commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more Monday Night Football.
For over a century, Dalton Utilities has kept the lights on, powering homes, fueling business, and moving our community forward. With smart systems and skilled service, we deliver reliable energy right when you need it most. From storm recovery to system upgrades, we handle every connection with care, protecting your power and paving the way for a brighter future. We keep going till it's right. It's in our name. It's in our DNA. Dalton Utilities, service beyond the call.
If you're purchasing your first home or you're looking to relocate, experience matters. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty has a proven track record of success and a long history in Northwest Georgia and Southeast Tennessee.
Our realtors are here to help and guide you through the home buying process. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, where experience lives.
Guiding you home for over 50 years with offices in Dalton, Ringgold, Calhoun, Cartersville, Cleveland, and Ooltewah, Tennessee. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Coldwell Banker Kennard.
Hey, welcome back to Monday Night Football. Hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. All right, we're going to roll into a little Dalton Academy and Christian Heritage action.
Only because it was we're going from one historical night to another historical night,
That's
right?
That's right. Huge
Very
significance last week. Dalton Academy girls getting their first win in program history.
That's awesome.
It's been a long time coming.
It's been a long time coming.
And I don't care, but they did get it in PKs. And
in a rivalry game. It's
That's so much better. That's so much better.
The Battle of Mill Creek.
That's right.
And if there was a trophy, they would be hoisting the trophy for the Battle of Mill Creek. Maybe that's something we need to come up with. Battle of Mill Creek trophy.
Yeah, we got Fort Mountain Cup.
Yeah, I know. We got them all. So maybe we should just get that one going as well.
But I'm really proud of the girls more than anything. This has been years in making. I think, Diego, I didn't see it, but I think you said on their social media they were celebrating.
They made a great graphic.
Collage or whatever.
I think we shared it.
Yes, we did.
Yes, so.
Well, it's just, we talked about it over and over. It is about getting that first win, that taste of victory, learning how to win. And clearly there's no more almost what's the word I'm looking for? Emotional way to win than on penalty kicks. You have all that angst and everything. It's like they were on the verge.
Mm-hmm.
That's a game that they probably, if you were being honest with them, they may have been expecting to lose because they were just like, well, that's just how things go for us. But not last week.
I can't imagine the pressure.
The first dub.
The pressure they were feeling on those penalties.
And it was not at home. It was at the Lions Den. It was at Christian Heritage.
Yeah, a great win for Dalton Academy. I hope that acts as a springboard in the rest of their season, and maybe they can grab another one or two and start to build off that. It would be
I would love
great.
it.
And then obviously we had the Dalton Academy boys coming in. They had played 2 games. They lost a heartbreaker earlier in the week to Tryon 2-1, and then they did come out and win their battle of Mill Creek 6-0 over the Christian Heritage boys. Diego, or Todd, I think you said you had a little bit on the Tryon thing, right?
Well, Tryon's a scrappy team. They gave Ringgold all they wanted last week. Ringgold had to come back and beat them on that one. Ringgold's a quality side. Historically, anytime that Dalton Academy has gone over to Tryon, it's been a scrap. So that's not an easy win or easy place to play. So 2-1, and I do know that Dalton Academy has lost a few players off that squad this year, so adding to the difficulties. But, Coach Laura said that a lot of the younger players are really stepping up more than she thought that they would. So they've been a nice surprise. I wouldn't be surprised to see her having that team ready to fire on all cylinders by the time
I was at the
Region
game,
gets around.
and I'll never be able to stop complimenting when I hear it. Coach Laura just nonstop shouting. I can hear those instructions clearly from the bleachers, just nonstop shouting. It was a heartbreaker game. They were tied 1-1, and there was a point in the game where Dalton Academy had a great shot on target that millimeters went off the post, millimeters, and then Tryon scoring that second goal, I would say against the run of play, because it was all Dalton Academy towards that period of the game, and then Tryon just was able to find something there, and then unfortunately that's how the night ended. Me thinking I was going to show up to the game early, it turns out they started the game earlier.
We love that when the dates and times change and we show up and we're just like, well, guess we're the only one that can get the memo.
Yeah. Yep. And with that, obviously with that, looking at records, both Christian Heritage and I have them in the same region. That's what they came out from Max Preps.
Mm-hmm.
So it moved the record for the Dalton boys to 3-4. Obviously, they still got a lot to play for a reason. That will definitely be changing. The girls now have that historical win, so their overall record is now 1-5, which now they can look that at, hey, look, history finally won our first game.
That's
now
awesome.
let's pivot a little bit to the Christian Heritage, Christian Heritage School.
Yeah, Juan, let me ask you, what do you make of Christian Heritage dropping 6-0 to Dalton Academy?
The boys, I don't know what to think. I haven't really had a chance to see them play. Let's just be real. Looking at the overall schedule, their overall record, they're 0-8. I don't know. Since we've been doing this show,
I know we haven't seen Christian Heritage.
We've never seen Christian Heritage at this point where they're 0-8.
I do know they're young. They're a young squad, but at the same time, I didn't expect them to be this point in the season, winless and a 6-0 score line against Dalton Academy.
Yeah, because that game has usually been back and forth. It's usually been a
very
3-2,
competitive
4-1.
game.
Like I said, they're young. We know their middle school program is coming up.
Yep.
So hopefully they'll have a little more continuity with that in the future. It's just hard to replicate what they did. When they won the state championship, they had a solid core group of guys that had been playing together, as Marco said, since they were little. So they already knew what they wanted to do. So hopefully we can see that turn around. I think they will. It's just going to take time. The girls, they're still going along. They had they lost in PKs to Dalton Academy, and then they also lost earlier in the week to Murray County.
Yeah. There's no shame in that loss. Murray County girls, quality side, and even on the boys side, 4-2 Murray County over Christian Heritage. Like that is a respectable. Once again, I wouldn't look at that result and then expect a 6-0 against Dalton Academy.
Yeah. So obviously, we also got to think about it. They're bringing in a new coach who's pulling double duties.
Yeah,
and we saw that what happened at Northwest. You have in the previous years when Coach Gutierrez was coaching the boys and girls. You got Coach Pohl out there, new coach taking over.
Well, we know you're going to get spread thin for sure.
Yes. So taking over for Coach John Bolger on the boys side, and then obviously Coach Rachel on the girls on the boys side, and then John on the girls. So and he's getting new to the area. He's probably so it's going to take time. I think this is going to be an adjustment year for both teams. But obviously, from what we've seen for their social media and what they put out there, I think the future looks bright for them. So
I think they're well supported. It's just going to take time.
Yeah. With that, before we go to commercial, when we go to commercial break, let's go back. We're going to go over the Consauga River.
I love going there, Fort Mountain area, all that good stuff.
North Murray, talk about Murray County, and let's see how those guys did because they did really well. So
very exciting.
Let's get ready to go to commercial break.
Discover what a strong, locally owned community bank can do for you.
I'm Tyler Hudson of Shankley Training in Dalton, Georgia. We train a huge number of the region's aspiring soccer players. I moved my business and personal banking to Builtwell 2 years ago. It's important for me to work with a community bank where I know them and they know me. Because they make things easy for me, my bank is Builtwell.
Member FDIC.
A decision to start an independent Christian school in Northwest Georgia is another one of those moments that changed everything.
We're a college prep school that doesn't have to hide behind our message because there's no state that tells us that we can't preach Jesus at all times.
Christian Heritage has an element of impacting the whole child that has been an amazing benefit for my kids.
That's the thing about Christian Heritage. This place has a way of pulling you in and making you feel like you truly belong.
What are you getting your wife for her birthday?
Well, I was thinking about some diamond earrings.
Wow, you are getting Kim diamond earrings.
Nah, I just was thinking about it.
Oh.
Are you thinking about a new car? Now's the time.
I'm thinking you're doing too much thinking.
Well, I think that you may be right. Remember, at North Georgia Toyota, we say, oh, yes, we can. Come see us.
There's a lot going on in Dalton, and thanks to OptiLink, you can stay connected to it all. When you call, you'll talk to a real person who could be your neighbor and cares about getting it right the first time. From setup to support, our team works quickly and carefully to deliver internet, TV, and phone service you can count on. We make staying connected simple so you can focus on what matters most. OptiLink, real people, real service, real connection.
Welcome back to some more Monday Night Football. Let's go ahead and talk about Murray and North Murray. One of my favorite parts of here. I love going to Four Mountains. Anyone that knows me knows. But let's do it. I love seeing that positive record from the Murray County side, both the girls and the boys. Because, I mean, I've said it before. I remember a time when that wasn't a reality. And to see that it is now, awesome. What they got?
What I'm looking at is, though, they're both in the same county. Murray County's schools have played double the games of North Murray. North Murray only has 4 games total coming into this week played.
You're right.
And Murray County has a whopping 8 games. I don't know what happened here, scheduling wise.
I don't either. Wait, hey, let's be honest. We never understand scheduling of anything or anyone or the times or the time change. Like, nobody fills us in.
But let's get in with North Murray. With Murray County, they had a big week. You know, they played Christian Heritage early in the week. Both teams winning. The boys 4-2, and then the girls winning
7-0.
7-0. And then obviously Murray County had a game later in the week versus Ringgold. Shocker.
Heartbreaker.
We're getting some love from the Ringgold people. Todd, you gave them love, and I think they took it to their head. And look, they played a quality team for Soccertown USA, and they left with an L.
So you're talking about the Murray-Ringgold game?
The girls did unfortunately lose.
So that was, and there was a little bit of refereeing controversy in that game. I don't really know if this is the time or the place, but
there's always
none that affected the result, though. I think when people hear that, they might think, "Oh, like was there a penalty?"
No. Well, apparently, the referee really let them play, and so it got kind of physical. Which, once again, if you're going to Murray County, expect the game to get a little physical. As long as they let them play both ways, I'm okay with that. But apparently the referee was not interested in player intros and was not interested in the national anthem.
I don't like that at all.
And said, we ain't doing it.
I don't like that.
And I did reach out to a ref contact of mine, and they said that it's really up to the school. It's not really up to the ref to make that decision.
Well, apparently, like, they weren't looking to ruffle any feathers. Kudos. They weren't looking to ruffle any feathers, so they were like, fine, we won't do it. And, just kind of interesting. I don't know how that works.
So do you think, where was the game at again? Was that at Murray County?
No, that was at Ringgold, wasn't it?
No, well, according to this.
I said it was at Ringgold. Yes,
it was at Ringgold.
Okay.
So the Ringgold crew, they said, we're not going to ruffle any feathers. We won't do it. No problem. But it is a strange precedent.
So do you think? All right. So
it doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Well, I don't know, but sometimes kids get hyped up here in the name.
No, that was where I was going with that.
Sometimes kids get hyped
That's
up
part
and
of being
all
the
that.
home team.
Being home team, getting hyped up, having your crowd cheer for you and all that.
Something.
So you going in there like, oh, we're not doing it. We're not doing
intros tonight. We're not doing player intros. We're not doing.
So you got to think about it. Like, it could, like, these are teenage kids.
Yeah, and they were coming off Ringgold. To be fair, they were coming off that comeback win against Tryon. So kind of an emotional high, and I'm not going to – maybe they were looking past Murray a little bit, which that's a big mistake on their part if that's the case. Well, kudos to Murray for getting it done away.
Well, yeah, because look at the boys. They have turned it around. They're at 6-2 right now.
Yeah.
And the only 2 losses are, I think I had to go back and look, but I know they're higher classification teams. But remember last year when we saw them playing Johns Creek and we're like, what's this all about?
Yeah.
But now we see they were setting the seed like, hey, look, we're going to play these tougher games.
And Coach Fred was saying, like, we're worried about – our biggest concern is finding our scoring shoes. And apparently they found them because they're putting in enough goals to get wins, and they're getting results. So, and on the girls' side as well, like, that they play Coahulla Creek next week. We can get into that. But that was a game that if you talk to Coach Coley, that's a game that they fumbled away last year, and that's going to be a doozy.
So really now looking at this, because you got to look at it, Murray County.
By the way, this is a great region. This is the funnest region that there is.
That's what I'm about to say.
Ringgold, Creek, Murray, North Murray. It's
Calhoun,
fun.
I think. No, Gordon Central.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So really you had put it on the girls' side. You said it's Creeks to win.
Yeah, I'll say Creeks to lose.
For the girls. And then you had said, and then for the boys, you had put Ringgold up there. Mm-hmm. So is that flipping now with Murray County having this? If Murray loses a game, but they go to win-loss, Murray County is going to have the head-to-head over Ringgold for that number 1 seed.
It's going to be interesting to play out because the only results we had from Coahulla Creek was basically out of region games, and they were just kind of getting it handed to them. And now it's like the first time they play in region, they blow out LFO. We'll get to that. So what are they going to look like in region play versus pre-region play?
So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see where we go there. And then let's just pivot a little bit of North Murray. Like I said, North Murray, they had a slow week again. They only had, I think they had some games scheduled. Then they played early in the week. The girls lost to Dawson County 10-0. The boys won 1-0. And then I think they went dormant. No, they played on Tuesday.
They played in Pickens.
Yeah. They played. The girls lost 8-0 to Pickens County. Then obviously the boys won 3-1.
The girls right now, once again, I haven't been over there yet, but just results based. The girls seem a little lost right now on off what we're used to. They usually have a competitive side. Like right now, they just seem to be trying to find their feet. And on the boys, I mean, I'm not surprised that Coach Chambers has a good squad over there and getting a nice result versus Pickens. It's once again, it's developing momentum toward. He knows it's all about making playoffs and getting in there. So
yeah. With that, let's get ready to go to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to roll right into.
We're going to figure it out. What we're going to talk about.
No, we're going to the north side a little bit. We're going to talk about
representing those colors.
Since he's wearing those Northwest colors on, we'll talk about Northwest and Coahulla Creek.
At Dalton Utilities, we go above and beyond just a call to keep you connected and informed about your natural gas. Always be alert for the distinct rotten egg smell. It's a warning sign of a gas leak. If you notice it, give us a call right away. From ensuring your natural gas line is connected to keeping you powered by peace of mind, we work till your home is safe and secure. We keep going till it's right. It's in our name. It's in our DNA. Dalton Utilities. Service beyond the call.
There has never been a better time to bank with Biltwell Bank. Our name is our commitment to be a well-built bank, supporting our communities for many years to come. As a community bank, we take pride in building long-term trust with our customers. After all, we live in this community, and your success is our success. Well-built communities start with well-built banks.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football. But before we talk a little bit about Northwest and Coahulla Creek, let's roll into that OptiLink scoreboard really quick. Diego, let me take over Tuesday since
go
you
ahead,
did that earlier. So we had Northwest losing Ringgold girls 4-0. Coahulla Creek beating the LFO girls 9-0. Murray County beating Christian Heritage 7-0. Dawson County beating North Murray 10-0. Southeast girls losing 4-1 to Cass. Those are all girls. Christian Heritage losing 4-2 to Murray County. Coahulla Creek winning 3-0 over LFO. 6-0 Northwest over Ridgeland. 5-1 Dalton versus Fort Payne girls. 5-1 Southeast versus Cass boys. And then 1-0 North Murray over Dawson County for boys.
And then Wednesday, we got Donald County falling 2-1 to Tryon boys. On Thursday, we got Coahulla Creek putting 10 against Dade County for the girls. We got North Murray losing 8-0 against Pickens for the girls. We got Adairsville winning 5-0, against Northwest for the girls. We got Northwest boys beating Adairsville 10-0. We have North Murray boys beating Pickens 3-1. And then Friday, Todd?
On Friday, girls results: Ringgold 3, Murray 0, Woodland 3, Dalton 4, Allatoona 9, Southeast 0. On the boys' side, Dalton Academy 6, Christian Heritage 0, Murray County 1, Ringgold 0, Allatoona 3, Southeast 0, and Dalton 8, Woodland 1 for win number 500 for Coach Matt Chiefs.
So let's go to the Creek really quick. Girls are doing what they're doing. They're coming in now. Their overall record is, I have them at 4-2. They got a couple of wins last week they got 2 wins. Mm-hmm. Scored 19 goals.
Wow.
Did not allow a goal, so they pretty much had easy games first. So they're doing what you. Todd, that's your dark horse. They said that's the team that you got from 2A and Region 7.
You heard it. Theirs to lose.
Yeah, I think it is theirs to lose, and I think if you ask them, they would say the same thing. That's their expectation, is to win that region, and so far so good. I mean, their losses are to to Northwest on PKs, and they lost to Dalton. So
we
what?
did agree. I think everyone agreed that Cahola Creek should have won that game against Northwest.
Well, I mean, you can argue that, and maybe on another day they do. So, yeah, when I look at it, I mean, my thing is, like, how far can they go in state? Like, so I look at how far above their weight are they punching when they're playing these non-region games, versus Dalton versus Northwest, and I think that bodes well to see how far they're going to go in playoffs. But first things first, they got to handle region. So far, so good.
Yeah. And then Cahola came into region, finally, after playing the Murderers Row schedule that we talked about earlier in the year. They were 0-4, had a couple games postponed or canceled due to weather, but then they finally get in region. And, they did beat LFO, 3-0. And I think that was the only game because they had another game versus Dade County. That
Coach
was
didn't
not
get the
played.
memo, right?
That's hilarious. That's one of the worst reasons I've ever heard.
The Dade County coach didn't
Yes,
get the
the Dade County coach did not realize
that. Is that a forfeit or does that get rescheduled? Or what's that?
I don't know. I don't know if that – I don't think it's a region game.
No.
I can't remember.
Okay.
So if it's not, it probably won't even get rescheduled. So, but I think I did look on Max Preps, and it was listed as a forfeit.
Yes.
So it goes as a Color Creek win. So, but yeah, the boys, they first region game play against LFO 3-0. I think that's a good. Well, first of all, it's a win. And that's probably the biggest thing at this point.
Yes.
The fact that they got to score multiple goals, maybe give them a little confidence rolling into the rest of the region play. They needed that. Let's don't mix words about it. They needed it.
And I think now that'll give them more confidence going into the rest of the season and start building up the region. Obviously, they're in the same region as
the Murray.
And they did have a senior that they did not anticipate playing this year. He did come back. He's been able to slide into as a defensive role, which has allowed some other movement for Coach Jacobo in midfield and up top, and gave him a little more of an offensive look and actually stabilized his defense a little bit.
Well,
that's good news.
A little knowledge there.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Insider knowledge.
I mean, when you're connected to the school,
how am I connected to the school?
Your little protege, your little mentee that you got that you're helping out on the side.
I know he's just a friend of mine, man. I've just known him for a while.
No.
So. By the way, shout out to Alex. Nice first goal, buddy.
There you go. Moving on to Northwest.
Northwest, the boys are doing boys things.
Incredible.
Once again,
I love it.
Low key rolling undefeated, moving up in the state.
They're 6-0 on the year.
What's up, Bruin Nation? Look at you.
They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And I've said it, and I'll keep saying it again. Tactically, probably tactician-wise, they probably have one of the better coaches in the area that will adjust, and we've talked about that.
I mean, he showed off on Wednesday against Adairsville.
Yeah,
blasting them.
7-0 with 10 minutes left to go in the first half still. What a game. I mean, those boys just clicked in every single way possible.
And they're clicking right now. They're going to keep going, I think.
And I told you guys, that was, to me, that was kind of the difference between them and Southeast. They were just a little more finished product, and it was just like maybe a little more upperclassman influence. That's all it was for me. But still, Issa puts together game plans. They execute there. They trust the coach and what he says. And these are, Adairsville. So it's 10-0. I don't really know what you're taking away from that. It was almost a mercy rule by halftime, right?
Yeah, legitimately. And that's when I learned that new rule about that if you're winning by 7 at the first half, all that weird stuff happens. Which I've never met a rule I liked when
high school's a little different.
Every rule I learn,
more Diego learns about rules of high school, the more like, this makes no sense.
This is
whatsoever.
stupid. This is anti-sport. And on the girls' side for Northwest, they were my pick for the Soccer City Cup. I love to hear what Coach Frasto is doing. We had a great talk after the game. They started the week off good, 4-0 against Richland, but then that game against Adairsville, it was a frustrating game being there.
Well, but I told you, Adairsville was coming in ranked in the state. They were ranked, pushing. They had that ranking for a reason, and this isn't your typical Northwest girls team of years past.
No, they lost a ton of talent last year. A ton. And if you go back over the last 2 years, it's not just talent. It's talent that played together consistently, both at Northwest and in the club system.
Yes.
So when you lose that kind of consistency, it is difficult to replicate and put back. And as far as Adairsville goes, Adairsville women's program has been a quality program for years now.
Has it?
Yes, it has. They've been pretty consistent. We follow them on Instagram, and so they've had a good side. So maybe just Northwest the other night, maybe it just all went off the rails. So.
But with that, let's get ready to go to commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Diego's
right
team.
here.
And then we
cannot
talk
wait.
about the upcoming schedule and see what to look forward for the next
What
week.
about a little Jersey Bird too?
Oh, that we can definitely bring up Jersey Bird. With that, let's get ready to go to commercial break.
Discover what a strong, locally owned community bank can do for you.
I'm Tyler Hudson of Shankley Training in Dalton, Georgia. We train a huge number of the region's aspiring soccer players. I moved my business and personal banking to Builtwell 2 years ago. It's important for me to work with a community bank where I know them and they know me. Because they make things easy for me, my bank is Builtwell.
Member FDIC.
A decision to start an independent Christian school in Northwest Georgia is another one of those moments that changed everything.
We're a college prep school that doesn't have to hide behind our message because there's no state that tells us that we can't preach Jesus at all times.
Christian Heritage has an element of impacting the whole child that has been an amazing benefit for my kids.
That's the thing about Christian Heritage. This place has a way of pulling you in and making you feel like you truly belong.
Why choose Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty to sell your home? With our proven track record of success and our new digital marketing program to get maximum exposure, our realtors are here to help.
Contact us for a real estate valuation and marketing plan. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, where experience lives.
Guiding you home for over 50 years with offices in Dalton, Ringgold, Calhoun, Cartersville, Cleveland, and Ooltewah, Tennessee. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Coldwell Banker Kennard.
What are you getting your wife for her birthday?
Well, I was thinking about some diamond earrings.
Wow, you are getting Kim diamond earrings.
I just was thinking about it.
Oh.
Are you thinking about a new car? Now's the time.
I'm thinking you're doing too much thinking.
Well, I think that you may be right. Remember, at North Georgia Toyota, we say, oh, yes, we can. Come see us.
Hey, and welcome back to Monday Night Football, where apparently I am having a mid-show wardrobe change.
There it is right there, Southeast.
Oh, the Clash. I can't even look over there.
Oh, come on. We're friends.
So we're going to talk some Southeast. Southeast had a mixed bag last week, right?
Yes, that's one way to say it.
Yeah, mixed
bag.
Well,
the girls, on the boys' side, they had a mixed bag. Girls' side, they just as we said with Northwest, they've lost a lot of talent.
Well, and to be fair, you see that 9-0 result. It's against Alatoona.
And
correct.
That is a
Alatoona is not easy. And then you got Cass. They're young. They're going to learn. I think I talked to some people that I know over the weekend, and they said it's just going to give them time to grow. They finally got a keeper settling in that's getting there, so. But, the talent they've lost this year and obviously years past that went off to play college is, like you said, with Northwest, is catching up with them. I think the girls' game on the club-wise is getting there now. Statistically, I'm looking at what is coming through the pipeline right now because my daughter's playing now, so I'm seeing the kids. I think in the next 4 to 5 years, or even now starting next year, but it's just going to be, I think the pipeline's just going to be there on the girls'
Season
side.
9 of Monday Night Football looking good.
Well, and we've talked about it on the girls' side. It is buy-in from the community, just like it was from the boys. So we ask, like, what has been holding up the girls' game here locally, and it is buy-in, right? It's being supported by the parents. It's being supported by the community, and I think we've seen that. And big breakout seasons by Dalton, by the consistency at Southeast we've seen over the years, and some runs at Northwest. I would say that all, and now we see Creek coming on, right? Yeah. So all of that builds and helps support kind of the old rising, all boats rise with rising. What's the saying?
Tide,
Help me out.
Rising
tides lifts all boats.
Like
so something like that. But anyway, it's getting better.
I hope so, because that rising
that montage was not.
Yeah, a rising tide lifts all boats. You got it right.
Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And with that, like I said, let's just pivot over to the boys. They had a mixed bag.
Yes.
The
way they started the season off was just so strong. And then I'm not sure what to make of that. I mean, y'all know way more about the high school level than I do. What has happened?
It's region. Like I said, I didn't think the Alatoona game, I had a little bit more faith in that game. But Alatoona's coming in. They're not a slouch. I think they were top 4 seed last year. I think Southeast barely slid into that 4 seed on the boys' side. So,
but once again, I think comparatively, we looked at what was the Northwest Alatuna match?
And,
so
Northwest
I think
won 2-1.
Right. So I think we thought that was a winnable game for Southeast,
or at least competitive.
Right. Well, 3-0 at the high school level, that can be a very tight 3-0. I mean, it can be, but the scoreline is a little bit shocking given the Northwest result.
Yeah, and then it doesn't get easier. And we will look at the schedule here, but they're going to come back. There's some big games this week for them.
The big game this
Friday.
But
there's the big game, which we haven't even really touched on. That's how much good quality content we got this week.
This week was amazing.
Todd, you wanted to bring something up, the Jersey Bird.
Yeah, I just think it's cool. So Jersey Bird is the official jersey sponsor for Southeast and Coahulla Creek.
And they're out of Nashville.
Yeah, so and they are a growing brand, but one of the first high school sponsorships they did was with Southeast, and this is the first time they've ever had 2 of their sponsored programs play against each other. And if you go on Instagram, you can see they did a nice little piece on the Coahulla Creek Southeast game from a few weeks ago that Southeast won 4-1. But it's a nice little video they did.
But you know what I loved about the video, and if you haven't seen it, go look at it. It's the way they curated the Southeast jersey. It was all-encompassing Whitfield, Dalton. So it encompassed all the schools.
And the Southeast and the south end of the county
specifically. But also in honor of as we're known as Peacock Alley because of the broadloom rugs and stuff in the early that Whitner brought in, came Carpettown. They honored that for the goalie jerseys in the fluorescent colors. So
they get it.
Yes, they got it.
I love it.
Yeah. And if you look at the Coahulla Creek one, really embedded in that, you see a Colt on the side, especially in the up
on the
close
white one.
Yes, you really see it. So I think it's really interesting that you have a brand like this from out of town. And obviously, I don't think that Southeast or Coahulla Creek would do it if they didn't feel like, one, they were getting a quality product at a reasonable price, because we all know we just don't have money to throw around,
Right,
for no reason. Exactly. So anyway, not Dolphin.
Oh,
God.
Dude. It's all about your soccer
boosters.
Boosters,
That's right.
yes.
So, but it's interesting to see what they do from here. If if other local schools will be interested in that.
Yeah. But let's go. We got a few minutes before this segment is. Let's go ahead and just go to that OptiLink schedule for week 5. We're already in week 5. What we got going on today? We got Monday. We got Coahulla Creek boys and girls playing North Cobb Christian. And then at North Cobb Christian. And then we have Christian Heritage, boys and girls playing Kings Ridge Christian. So there's a lot of Christian schools going
Christian
on today.
derbies.
Yes, the Christian derby. So then, Diego, what about Tuesday?
Tuesday, we got Northwest versus Lafayette. On Tuesday, I'm noticing every single school here except North Murray is a home game. So, you're spoiled for choice here. Northwest versus Lafayette girls. We got Dalton versus Cartersville girls. We got Southeast versus Cedartown girls. We got Coahulla Creek versus Murray County girls. What a game that's going to be. We got North Murray at Union County for the girls. And then for the boys' side, we got Northwest versus Lafayette. We got Southeast versus Cedartown for the boys. We got Dalton versus Cartersville for the boys. We got Coahulla Creek versus Murray County for the boys, and North Murray travels to Union County for the boys to wrap up Tuesday. Wednesday, what do we have, Todd?
Wednesday, we have, it looks like
Dalton
at Baylor. Hey, that's always, let's talk that in a minute. Dalton and Baylor, Christian Heritage versus Gordon on Thursday. North Murray at Union. Christian Heritage versus Gordon. North Murray at Union County on the boys. Christian Heritage versus Chattooga.
Both boys and girls.
Yep, I'm rolling into.
Go ahead.
Coahulla Creek. Yep, Coahulla Creek versus Rockmart. Dalton versus Southeast.
Classic.
Northwest at Heritage Murray County, Union County, and Dalton Academy at North Murray. Christian Heritage versus Chattooga. Murray County at Union on the boys' side now. Dalton Academy at North Murray. Cahola Creek versus Rockmart. Northwest at Heritage, and then El Clasico.
Question to clarify.
Dalton versus
because there's some
Southeast.
confusion from the fans. Is this a region game or not? This
No,
Clasico.
no. There's no. You mean is it Soccer City Cup?
Yeah,
Is it
no,
'cause
well,
it-
region's the confusing. We know the Soccer
We
City
will
Cup.
look.
Okay, those are
Let's
the
go to
April.
commercial break,
Yes.
and when let's
Correct.
look it up. Let's get ready to go to commercial break so we roll into our final segment.
At Dalton Utilities, we go above and beyond just a call to keep you connected and informed about your natural gas. Always be alert for the distinct rotten egg smell. It's a warning sign of a gas leak. If you notice it, give us a call right away. From ensuring your natural gas line is connected to keeping you powered by peace of mind, we work till your home is safe and secure. We keep going till it's right. It's in our name. It's in our DNA. Dalton Utilities. Service beyond the call.
What are you getting your wife for her birthday?
Well, I was thinking about some diamond earrings.
Wow, you are getting Kim diamond earrings.
Nah, I just was thinking about it.
Are you thinking about a new car? Now's the time.
I'm thinking you're doing too much thinking.
Well, I think that you may be right. Remember, at North Georgia Toyota, we say, oh, yes, we can. Come see us.
Listen up, everybody, because this next step is really important.
Okay.
Because if you don't...
If I don't what? If I don't... Here we go.
Need faster internet? No one delivers more reliably fast speed to the Dalton area than OptiLink. So don't get burned by spotty Wi-Fi. Switch to OptiLink and leave the lag behind.
Because if you don't bring that temperature down, things could get a little messy.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football. And we were just looking at it. It is a big
We
region.
can confirm based on
off of our schedule, what we're looking at. It is going to be a region game for Dalton Southeast.
I got a text out.
At Dalton. And then the Soccer City Cup, which we know because we selected it.
We'll have the cup there, I'm sure.
It's always the last one.
Will be the last one. But really, let's just look at the schedule as we got a few more minutes, Todd. Anything that you look at here that you are is just like, wow, whoa, look at this.
That Cahola Creek Murray County game I'm interested in a lot.
Well, that's going to be because it's a region game, so it's going to have a lot of implications there.
Well, that one's a kind of a double doozy because number one on the girls' side, I mean that is a loss from last year for Cahola Creek that they would probably love to avenge, especially when you look at the seniors from that team. That stands as a pretty big blemish on last year's record, and plus that would keep them undefeated in region. And once again, no pun intended, that's probably the scalp that those Indians would like to take.
And look, and let's just say here, Dalton's got it, boys. They're playing they're playing Baylor, but also at the end of the season, at the end of the week, they're playing El Clasico. So they really can't look too far ahead because Baylor's a tough matchup. And then
Baylor's interesting too, right? Because it's not a game that's really going to matter for region or anything.
No.
But that has been a great matchup. And once again, it's public versus private. It's two juggernauts in the area in terms of teams. I mean, Baylor going on to play and win states championships and play in state. And,
see, and I don't. And
that was a row last year.
Oh, I remember that last year. It was.
But
full
look
of
at the
disrespect.
schedule though. Dalton plays Cartersville on Tuesday, Baylor on Wednesday, and then Southeast on Friday. So three games.
Tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. For
And
anybody.
then really, I'm looking at is Southeast like they're playing Cedartown, and Cedartown always gives fits from the years past. The coach down there, I can't think of his name, but he's an English guy. He's always got the boys ready to play. They always get primed up. So Southeast is going to have to come out. The girls are going to have to come out too. And then obviously the big game, the big moneymaker.
The one I'm going to miss.
I'm
North
going to be
Carolina.
there. I'm going to be missing too. My daughter's got a Friday league game.
I'll be live streaming it.
Are you,
apparently
are you
it's live
telling me
streamed.
I'm holding down El Clasico one by
You
myself?
got this. Hey, I'm going to watch it
You
live
got
on the
this.
computer.
I will
Would you
be
like to borrow
there.
this?
I will be there after 7, around 8:15.
These colors don't bleed.
But Diego, I already know who you got. I want to have faith in my Raiders. The girls' side, They're young. What the product that we've seen from Dalton, I think it'll be a Dalton win. But this is a rivalry game. These girls play against each other.
Form goes out the window.
We saw Southeast bow up against Northwest. None of us had that on our bingo cards.
On the Dalton on the boys' side, I want to have faith, but Southeast been going up and down. They're not as consistent. I'm giving it 3-0 Dalton.
See, it makes me mad to learn that you played for Southeast. I didn't know that until you told me that. And for how much Dalton you are, that makes me even more mad that you played for Southeast.
Look, so
tax dollars, I get it.
No, it ain't that. Todd and I, what we did, we learned after season 1 with Mr. Roy Alvaron, we can't wear our emotions too much on our sleeves. So we got to be very – or the neck. So we got to be very observant and try to be,
Hold on. Let me help you out. I'll make both coaches mad. You ready for this? I got Dalton Southeast.
Wow.
You're funny.
There's too much expectation on Dalton, and that's a disrespect to Southeast. Now let's go see a battle.
Ooh.
What a way to finish it.
Roy, you're going to love that. I hope you watch the show. Give Todd a shout out on that. And with that, we're ending this show. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we will see you all next week.
For over a century, Dalton Utilities has kept the lights on, powering homes, fueling business, and moving our community forward. With smart systems and skilled service, we deliver reliable energy right when you need it most. From storm recovery to system upgrades, we handle every connection with care, protecting your power and paving the way for a brighter future. We keep going till it's right. It's in our name. It's in our DNA. Dalton Utilities. Service beyond the call.
If you're purchasing your first home or you're looking to relocate, experience matters. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty has a proven track record of success and a long history in Northwest Georgia and Southeast Tennessee.
Our realtors are here to help and guide you through the home buying process. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, where experience lives.
Guiding you home for over 50 years with offices in Dalton, Ringgold, Calhoun, Cartersville, Cleveland, and Ooltewah, Tennessee. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Coldwell Banker Kennard.
There's a lot going on in Dalton. And thanks to OptiLink, you can stay connected to it all. When you call, you'll talk to a real person who could be your neighbor and cares about getting it right the first time. From setup to support, our team works quickly and carefully to deliver internet, TV, and phone service you can count on. We make staying connected simple so you can focus on what matters most. OptiLink. Real people, real service, real connection.
A decision to start an independent Christian school in Northwest Georgia is another one of those moments that changed everything.
We're a college prep school that doesn't have to hide behind our message because there's no state that tells us that we can't preach Jesus at all times.
Christian Heritage has an element of impacting the whole child that has been an amazing benefit for my kids.
That's the thing about Christian Heritage. This place has a way of pulling you in and making you feel like you truly belong.
To advertise your business on TV, contact Elliott Media at 706-529-4237.